The lobby of La Montclair shimmered with candlelight and whispered wealth. Velvet walls absorbed the clinking of glasses and murmurs of stock tips. The air was thick with lavender and legacy. Vin Diesel stepped in from the cold, his boots just slightly dusted from the street, a sharp contrast to the glossy floors. He wore a black Henley, dark jeans, and the kind of confidence that didn't need dressing up. The Motor D barely looked up from the reservation list. "Excuse me," Ving said, his voice deep but relaxed. "Reservation for Diesel." A flicker of annoyance crossed the Motor D's face. First name, Ving. A pause. The Motor D's eyes narrowed. "I'm afraid I don't see a Ving." "Diesel." Ving offered a gentle smile. "Called in yesterday for 7:30. Another pause. Then came the faintest curl of a condescending smile. "We're full tonight, sir," he said, the sir landing like a paper cut. "Perhaps if you return dressed more appropriately." Ving said nothing. No scowl, no sharp retort, just a slow nod. "All good," he replied simply. "I'll wait." He stepped aside, taking a seat on the cold leather bench by the wall. The other patrons' silhouettes of satin and suit jackets glanced over, some recognizing him, most not. He leaned back and watched the chandeliers sway slightly in the air currents. No rage, no ego, just quiet. But the story hadn't started yet. It was about to. Because outside, a low rumble echoed down the street, part engine, part destiny. Keanu Reeves was arriving. The glass doors parted with a hiss as Keanu Reeves stepped into La Montclair. Dressed in a worn charcoal blazer, dark jeans, and a soft black scarf, he looked like he belonged to another time, somewhere between a monk and a rock star, understated, present. The Motor D's eyes flicked up and froze. The color drained from his face faster than the wine in a billionaire's glass. "Oh," he stammered, "Mr. Reeves." Keanu held up a hand, his voice as soft as rain. "It's okay. I'm here to meet someone." He spotted Ving across the lobby, sitting calmly as if the marble floors weren't made to remind people of where they stood in society. Keanu walked over, his steps unhurried. Their eyes met, no words needed. Just that subtle nod between two men who had lived more life than they let on. "You been waiting long?" Keanu asked. Ving shrugged. "Long enough to hear 3 champagne corks pop and a guy named drop Milan twice." Keanu smiled and sat beside him. "Reservation vanished," Ving said. "Apparently, I'm underdressed for the Lavender Elite." Keanu turned, glanced at the Motor D, who now looked like he had swallowed a lemon. Ving leaned in slightly. "Let's not make a scene." Keanu nodded, eyes kind. "Let's make a point." He stood up, walked straight to the Motor D, whose voice cracked as he tried to recover. "Mr. Reeves, we didn't realize if you'll allow us." "I'll need the best table," Keanu said calmly, "for 2. And I believe my friend was already here." The Motor D looked like he wanted to dissolve into the floor. Of course, right away, but Keanu didn't follow him yet. He turned back to Ving. "Shall we?" Ving rose slowly. The lobby went quiet. As they walked to the center of the dining room, the room brimming with polished egos fell into stunned silence. Two men who were larger than their films, both quiet, both dangerous in their kindness, were now walking through that space with effortless dignity. A woman whispered, "Is that?" Her companion nodded. "And that's Keanu too. Holy hell." They reached the table a window seat with a view of the city's golden veins. Vang sat. Keanu did too. The Motor D hovered awkwardly. "Thank you," Keanu said gently. "You can go now." The Motor D bowed his head, but Keanu stopped him. "One thing," Keanu added, his voice barely above a whisper. "Don't ever underestimate silence. Sometimes it walks in wearing boots." The Motor D swallowed and vanished. Vang leaned back, grinned. "You always this poetic at dinner?" Keanu smiled. "Only when the wine is overpriced." They clinked water glasses. No vengeance, no anger, just quiet power. The waiter approached like a soldier called into court. He had been the one who first dismissed Vang, and now he trembled with a tray of menus in hand. Keanu offered a polite smile. "We won't need menus, just a bottle of your best red. And something warm, something real." The waiter nodded, avoiding eye contact with Vang. But Vang, in his gravelly calm, stopped him gently. "You all right, man?" The question hung in the air like incense. Not angry, just human. The waiter blinked. I'm sorry, Mr. Diesel. I didn't recognize you." Vang leaned forward slightly. "You don't need to. You only need to recognize what respect looks like." The waiter swallowed and whispered, "Yes, sir," then fled with a bow that came from shame, not duty. Keanu turned to Vang. "You didn't have to say that." Vang nodded. "Yeah, but I did." For a moment, the silence wasn't awkward, it was profound. Keanu leaned back. "How do you stay this grounded?" Vang looked out the window, eyes distant. "I remember where I came from, every damn day. The food arrived simple plates, nothing fancy. But the conversation began to rise like slow jazz. You know," Keanu said, stirring his spoon, "back when I was filming in New Orleans, a homeless man sat outside our trailer every day. He never asked for anything, just watched." Vang listened closely. "One day, I walked out with an extra bag of food, gave it to him. He looked at me and said, 'Most folks only see the dirt.' You saw the hunger." Vang exhaled slowly, lips tight. "That's deep." Keanu nodded. "And it never left me. Neither did he. Sometimes I think we're not actors anymore. We're carriers of memory." Vin's eyes lit with quiet fire. "We're what the world forgot, but can't stop watching." Suddenly, a nearby diner, an older gentleman in a crisp suit stood up, walked over. "I just wanted to say," he said, voice soft but firm, "what you said, it mattered." Vang looked at him curiously. "What part?" The man's lips trembled. "All of it. My son's been in rehab for 6 months. And this moment, it gave me hope." Keanu stood and shook the man's hand. "No cameras, no stage, just truth," he said. The wine was nearly done when the Motor D returned, This time without pretense, no clipboard, no smile. He bowed. Gentlemen, I owe you both. More than an apology, Veng stood. You don't owe us. You owe yourself better instincts. Keanu added, We're not here to be worshipped, just respected. The Mata D hesitated. I used to be kind, but this place, it changes people. Veng nodded. Then let us change it back, just for tonight. They invited the Mata D to sit for a moment, to breathe. And as laughter, not whispers, filled the room once more, people didn't see to celebrities anymore. They saw men.